Test. How we doing? It's funny, the one time I remember that I need a starting soon screen is when I start a stream. And then I forget about it. And then the cycle repeats. Oh, that's my bot. Oh man, I thought that was Pi for a moment. Oh well. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I think almost everybody is streaming right now. Let's see, just for fun, who everybody is streaming? Yep, Jenna's streaming. Can't blame me. Can't blame people for plugging to her stream. Or Exy is live as well. Bloody is live. Yep. Everybody's busy. Lizzie busy. Busy Lizzie. I wonder if I can customize my redeems through my phone. I mean, mess around with that. I've had some redeems for, well, redeems. I've had some ideas for new redeems, just kinda forgot. Oh yeah, I can just open my creator dashboard. Where are the things? Nope, never mind. The mobile creator dashboard seems very, very limited. Maybe that's just because I'm streaming right now. Who knows? There we go. Hi, Pi. How you doing? Gravitate that Scranglecopter, gotta learn quick Grasshopper, and you make it flow like water. That is an interesting set of words forming what appears to be a sentence. I'm gonna assume that is indeed a sentence. Yeah, hello, how you doing? For a second, I was worried that nobody was gonna show up because everybody else is streaming right now. Maybe I should have waited an hour or two. Who knows? But oh well. So glad to have you here, bye. How you doing? Have you ever seen Madly Man Skyrim? I think I have. Isn't that like wasn't that made by Yodslayer? Wait, not Yodslayer. Manslayer, right? That was his name. Manslayer. It's like a really old Skyrim YouTube poop, and yeah, it was funny at the time. Yeah, Gamer Poop. Yeah, that was his name. Okay, never mind. But no, that's the series. He was making a series called Gamer Poop, but the guy's name was Manslayer. Yeah, and he was. Yeah, at the time, like when I was a kid watching that stuff, it was like the funniest thing on the planet. Now, as an adult, I kind of cringe at it. But hey, it's a relic. It is a piece of history at this point. I always just see reposts, so I don't know who it was exactly. Oh yeah, he was super popular at the time. He was like one of the major content creators on YouTube. Like he and Skyrim were, well, not synonymous, but he made some of the most popular stuff. It reached like millions of views. If you know what Machinima is, then he was like one of the big names in Machinima. Hello, Rand Mlem. How you doing? Welcome. So glad to have y'all here. I was worried nobody was gonna show up for a while, and there you two are. Here to catch me when I fall. Mlem the Mist Prime. I've adjusted some of the commands on Mixitup, so now it should be fine. So feel free to test out the commands anytime, just so we make sure that nothing glitches out or breaks and stuff. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Now to remember where we left off, actually. Right, we were on this, on, what was his name? Oliveira? I think the station is called Oliveira, and we helped that other sleeper. And now we want to help him deal with the bounty hunters that are after him. And the bot works. That is awesome to see. Also, I've been thinking about making some other redeems, and not just like silly redeems that make me do something. I was thinking like incorporating my, like game designer background into it. So I would like make a redeem that's basically like turn me into a gun, where I just I quickly just turn somebody into a gun, like give them stats based on what they are like and stuff. I think that would be fun. Other things when I think of them, but I definitely want to like somehow implement my creativity into my streaming persona. Do you know if the series has hit a 3 in the works? I have no idea. I mean, this one literally just came out. Like, back when you bought it for me, I think that's like the same week that it came out. So this is a very recent game. It was on sale. Yeah, but I don't know if that was like a launch sale or something. But the fuck, it was a good sale too. Yeah, sometimes like the brand new indie games go on sale like as part of a charity or something. But yeah, like Silent Sleeper 2 is really freaking new. Like, back when I was playing the first game, like the first few episodes, it wasn't even out yet. They were still making this. This is like the most recently released game I am playing on stream. But yeah, so like, it is way too early to think about the Silent Sleeper 3. Like, they're probably still making updates for this one. The first one received like you know, the last 3 chapters I was doing, like for the first one, those weren't there at launch. Those came like as an update later in its life cycle to bridge the gap between the 2 games. So so yeah, like this game I imagine is also going to get a few updates. How long did it take to make this one? I have no idea. I imagine a few years. Or maybe less, because they already had like the base framework was already done thanks to the first game. They basically just added more stuff and changed a few things. Since it came out January 31st, 2025. The first one or the second one? So it's been over a year and 5 months. What? No way. No way the second one is already a year old. No way. Maybe that's like the beta version or something. No way. I literally like looked it up and it was like it didn't say early access, but it was like it said like pre-order or something. Anyway. What were we doing? Oh, right, we were preparing. And I'm out of dice, which means, yeah, right, I was about to go on the expedition. Olivera, Odd Manufactory. Cadence believes this is the place to trap Flint's pursuer. You'll only have a few cycles to prepare, so the faster you head out, the better. Trap the hunter. Confirm Victor. I am Victor. I've got magnitude and direction. Oh yeah. Okay, this time I get to pick both of my teammates. So... I wish I had at least one character other than Eugen who has the freaking endure skill. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Eugen, he has grown on me quite a bit. But like, I want to use the other ones as well. I want to use Cadet. But Cadet has crappy skills, not gonna lie. Oh man. Gonna pick Bliss. And yeah, I think I'll take Eugen. Who do you trust the least? Who do I trust the least? Well, originally it would have been Eugen, but we've been through so much together that he's probably, like, among the ones that I trust the most, actually. Who I trust the least? I suppose it would be Cadet? Like, I like her more than... Like, she might be my second favorite, but considering that she just joined the squad and only because she doesn't have a place to stay, she has the least amount of reason to actually be loyal to us. But that's like a very high bar because all of these guys are super freaking loyal. Nia is super loyal, and like I saved her life like twice now, so yeah, she's super chill. Junie has a really good friendship. Bliss is just super cool and like a mainstay from the first game. And Eugen, like I said, he had the most character development out of all of these guys. Eugen is a real buddy. I meant to ask Finn, how's stuff going? Is the weather okay? I know we're getting yet another damn heat wave today and tomorrow where I live, so that's not the greatest, short one at least. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. I hate the heat. Like, last week, like my supervisor came by. He finally got back from vacation and we were talking and he was like, man, it's so hot here. Like where I was on vacation, it's not so hot. And I was like, oh yeah, the past few days were super like melting. And he said, well, the forecast says it's about to get worse. And I was just like laughing, like, yeah, sure, it can't get worse than this. Holy shit, they was so. I had to get an ice cream to like survive, and like I buy an ice cream almost every day on my way from like between the shop and my in my room. Like I go shopping before I quit for the day every day, and like this is the first time where the ice cream is started melting and dripping down my hand before I got to my dorm room because it was just so hot. I hate the heat. It is el terrible. Thankfully, I have ice cubes. And I got a super good deal on Crazy Wolf soda. So I'm mixing that right now. I think you can hear them right now. Do you hear the ice? Do you hear the ice, guys? It's good. It's good stuff. It keeps me cool. Let me get a sip. Can't enjoy it fully because I've got a nasty blister on my lip. And it's, even talking is a bit but it'll heal. Not much I can do about it. Wanna know the worst? I've been vibing so much to your streams while working, getting stuff done that today I learned it's Eugene and not Eugene. I mean, Palmending was doing the joke for a while now. And what do you think? I was giving him an Asian accent. Like, if his name was Eugene, then I would have given him a German accent. Because Eugene is like a German name, I think. Have you considered showers? Shower is your Lord and Savior when it's too hot. Just dip in cold water and you feel the temperature go down. Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I kinda hate showering. I think I mentioned it before. I still do it regularly, but to me it is absolutely a chore. To me it is like a duty I have to fulfill in order to not be stinky and not make people around me uncomfortable by being stinky. But like if I could, you know, like keep myself clean without having to shower, I would definitely rather pick that because showers are not enjoyable for me at all. They're just way too lengthy, especially with my long ass hair. Like it takes so freaking long to wash my hair. Ugh. That time friend just got another gift. Look, I already showered yesterday. Don't make me shower so often. I hate showering. I mean, obviously, if there's an important event, I shower even more regularly than normal. But yeah, usually for me, like one shower a day. Sometimes one shower every 2 days if it's not too, you know, too sweaty. That's like my ideal. I get that, but it gets stifling. I recommend to try it to at least wash away the sweat. I promise it feels so good. Look, I used to do that when I was younger. Honestly, it didn't make it feel any less of a chore, and I didn't feel any more refreshed. You have asked her? No. That is not what I meant. Wet rag, wet with your sweat. What? I'm not talking full event, just water on cold, walk in, walk out. But I would still have to redress everything. I would have to. That is still a chore. I would then have to dry off and shit. Like I can get the same amount of the same effect by just splashing my face with cold water, which I already do. I'm not saying that I don't wash myself. I wash religiously. Like I brush my hand on a random wall and immediately I have to go wash my hands because it feels uncomfortable. I wash my hands and I wash my face very regularly. It's just showers that are very very time consuming. I got coffee talk and a space for the unbound. Oh, those are fun. They sound fun. I mean, yes, but seriously, the sweat removal helps so much in not feeling icky. Look, I get that. Like, after a shower, I admit it feels nice, but not nice enough to motivate me to shower like what do you call it, with enthusiasm. I feel no enthusiasm, no enthusiasm towards showering. For me, it's simply just a duty. A shower isn't going to do that much more for me than a freaking glass of ice water. Especially doesn't help when it's so hot that after a shower, it just takes like a few hours for me to feel like I showered at all. There's absolutely nothing worse than taking a shower and then immediately having to do something that gets you sweaty and dirty again. Just all that progress out the window, out the freaking window. Time to finish with his. No, you can't say that. Yeah, look, I get it, Rand. Like, but there's something for everyone. Something works for some people, but nothing works for everyone. That's just the human experience. If showers were easy for me and convenient and enjoyable, I know so many people who take showers just to like relax and to feel nice and stuff. I'm just not one of those people. I don't like being that might sound funny, but I don't like being wet. And no, that is not me leaning into the cat persona. I just don't like being wet. It's not a comfy feeling. It at least means your clothes stop sticking to your skin. Clean clothes is the worst ick. It's not happening to me. My clothes right now are pretty fine. Something for everyone and finish for me. Still, yeah, sorry, I shouldn't be pushing. No, it's fine, it's fine. I don't feel like I'm pushed. You are just very convinced that this works for you, which proves that it does work very well for you. Anyway, enough stalling. I am taking Bliss and Eugen. Off the space we go! I don't know how you remove sweat when you're most sweaty at work. Actually, I'm totally fine at work because we have really good air conditioning at work. Like, it's so good that I actually have to regularly turn it on, like off for certain periods because it actually gets too cold. That's how good the air conditioning is. I don't have to worry about anybody else, like, regulating it because I have my own office. And my supervisor, who's not even there half the time, feels the same about the heat. So, like, at work, I'm actually way better ventilated than in my dorm room. Right now I have to keep my windows closed because the air outside is actually hotter than inside. So I have to wait until the evening to open the windows so that it can properly ventilate. They're also closed right now because I don't want people outside to hear me being a fucking weeb. But yeah, I'm fine right now, don't worry. I'm chill. Corroded plates, twisted struts, scattered scrap. The manufactory makes a familiar sight. Just one more ragged artifact from the corporations that once owned the system. Despite that, something about it sets you on edge. Perhaps because it also will form the crucible for your attempt to take on an SNR hunter. The kind whose entire job is to bring in escaped sleepers like you, dead or alive. Okay, I'm interested what kind of hunter this is going to be. If it's going to be that washed up mess from the first game. It's interesting that they didn't hire Lane to do this, but oh well. There's several streamers I watch who stream less in summer because of the heat. I think all European. Yeah, like man, screw this heat wave. I hate the heat. Why can't I just live in the Himalayas or something? I would rather live in an eternally cold environment than an eternally hot one, which Central Europe seems to be turning into. You'd rather asphyxiate than live in heat? What does asphyxiation have to do with this? I said I'd rather be in the cold. Oh, I get it. I get it now. No comment. The rig is stuck behind a rock, running on low power with its transponder off. You hope that's enough not to draw attention. So, talk us through it. Seraphin turns back to Flint, Cadence, and Xander, all of whom are crammed into the cockpit along with your crew. We have to make this place look like a colony. That is what the hunter will expect. Cadence suggests first, her voice wavering a little with anxiety. We can seal up some of those holes, maybe install some lighting. Pick it up. Okay, that's good. What then? We forced them to go deep. Xander cuts in. Everyone looks at him. He pauses, a little intimidated by the attention, but Flint nods at him to continue. I've been out here before, on salvage runs. There's an assembly line that runs through the whole place, filled with all manufacturing machines. We seal doors, activate machines, make it a maze of malfunctioning construction, arms, and dead ends. Alright then, control their route. I like it. Seraphin smiles at Xander. And if we get lucky, maybe one of those old machines will do the job for us. I doubt it. Flint joins in. We'll need the ordnance from the silos. Mining charges, fuel. Whatever is left from this place whatever is left from when this place was churning out Solheim goods. They furrow their brow. We blow the place, to make sure. A silence passes through the cockpit, the danger of what you are about to attempt dawning on everyone present. Okay. Well, that's the plan. We can detonate the ordnance with a command from the rig. A simple white band comes in. We'll get them. Seraphin pats Flint on the shoulder. Once the girl win, that hunter isn't coming back out. He turns to you. And when we missed? What if they don't take the bait? Won't the trap be obvious? Are we really going to blow it up? What if they don't take the bait? Then I engage. Flint rubs their hands together nervously. I lead them directly in, right? Right. Seraphine confirms grimly. How long do you think we have? There's a lot of factory down there. The hunter got to me and Carmen fast. Flint looks out of the cockpit. No more than 3 cycles. When the hunter came for us... Flint grimaces, remembering the attack on Carmen's ship. They came out of nowhere, hit us hard and fast. If it wasn't for Carmen... We need to be ready for anything. Flint looks at you. There won't be a warning. So, if we have only like 3 cycles to do this, why didn't we just fly out without Flint first? Set it all up, and then bring Flint over here? Logic, guys? Logic? Whatever. Seraphine sighs. Nice pep talk. Flint, you better find somewhere deep in that place. Down in bedrock. But make sure there's a back door, okay? The rest of us will get to work. Alright, you heard, Flint. We do this and we do it right. We make our stand on this rock. Let's not waste a moment more. That is a lot of things to do. And yeah, I only have 3 of these. Hunters arrive. The hunter is surely homing in on Flint's signal. In a few cycles they will be here, and you must be ready to face them. A 3-part plan. To be sure you can face the hunter, all 3 parts of the plan must be ready by the time they arrive. But there's like 4 places. Oh no, there's only... Yeah, there's... Oh no, that is the timer, and this is the rig. Okay, there are only 3 places. Okay, that's good. Assembly line, storage silos, factory exterior. Oh wow, they want me to roll quite a bit. Execution. To end the hunter, you'll need to set up an all mining ordnance left at the site and bring the whole facility down. Entrapment. To trap the hunter, you'll need to prepare to reactivate the machines and seal the doors once they are inside. Enticement. To be sure the hunter will enter the facility, you need to make it look like the site of an operational colony. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the explosives last. First, I'm either going to do trap or the... Let's first do the entrapment. Oh yeah. Oh, I am professional at these. Okay, good. Sabotage doors, hack machines. Both of these are dangerous roles. Really? It's only 2? Okay, so if I get only successes, this is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. 6 successes per cycle. And they expect a lot of me. A lot from me. The outcome, both are the same. Okay. Neutral, fuck you, game. Okay, can Bliss do these? No, Bliss cannot do these. But Eugen can do these, so... Don't let me down, dude. Negative, fucking hell. Eugen, please. Neutral, okay. Neutral still gives me +2. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, let's have Bliss do something. This guy's in exterior. Yeah, I can use my two-sided die here for a higher chance of success. Positive, hell yeah. Roll, good enough. Positive, awesome. Okay, technically none of our dice went to waste. It's pretty good progress for the first cycle. Time for a nap. Storage, assembly, factory exterior. Oh, Bliss's dice aren't too good this time. Eugen's dice are pretty crap too. About here. Let's make a night you won't remember. This is a night to forget. I'm gonna use my six-sided die on this. Okay, that's entrapment done with. You float for a moment, observing the chaos of the assembly line. The scale of the structure, the number of machines, the arms and fabricators, the welders and bolters suggest industry on a scale that you have never witnessed. The Hellion system, a system that now subsists on the leftovers of its failed corporate owners, has once been filled with manufactories like this, churning out components and technologies, machines and resources for extracting the valuable materials and minerals that Solheim existed to amass. If someone was able to rebuild one of these places, put it back into operation, imagine what could be fed into the belt, what changes could come for its people. Yet no one will undertake such a task because this place is haunted by the specter of Solheim, an entity that every being in the system can trace their origins back to. An entity that turned the entire system into a manufactory, a machine for accumulation, and that did not distinguish between human and machines as it did. You look at the broken machines, worn down and rusted, crippled and bent, some of them having been put back into use this past cycle as part of your plan, and those jerk or turn randomly, blindly groping for components that will never be fed into them. Vogue. None of them are sentient machines, like you, and so they cannot feel or think. And yet, you cannot decide if for them to persist in a kind of cruelty that radiates from the system that created them, or to die, or the indication of a new life, one that grants them new function, new meaning, and the possibility of something new. Creepy, right? Xander floats beside you, his voice hissing through the close-range comms. Maybe the hunter will get spooked by these twitching arms. He imitates the scattered movements of the factory machines. It's more sad than creepy. Xander shrugs. If you say so. So, Xander gives you a hard look. How come this hunter isn't chasing you? My tracker's deactivated. Huh? Xander shoots you a look. Lucky you. Who did that? My captor. Xander goes quiet. I see. I wish I could deactivate Flints, but I can't. Sure. Xander looks down. But you know, maybe once we're done here, he meets your eye. They need your help. Xander looks out at the assembly line and sighs. I like Flint. I'm happy to do this for them. He turns back to you. And I want to like you, too. So don't mess this up, okay? Xander gives you a hard look. Don't let Flint down. Xander kicks off and glides towards the exit without waiting for a response. You watch him go for a moment, before turning away. There's still so much to do. Oh hey Reedy, how you doing? Welcome. Fellow life forms. Both of you to assume I'm not a super sophisticated AI. Both of you to assume we do not believe you to be an AI. Quickly, draw a hand with 5 fingers now. Super sophisticated AI might be a form of life, you might say. Mayhaps. Well, what counts as sophisticated these days is just a what's the word? Just an overblown chatbot. You're too cringe to be AI, and I'm too much of an idiot to be one. Yeah, they could not emulate your stupidity in 100 years. And they could not match my whimsy in 1,000,000 years. Alright. Vector exterior. Now let's do this. Mama. Ah, shit. Okay, might as well use my push. Thank you, game. Thank you, video game, for turning my one-sided die into a two-sided die. Awesome. I can do so much with that. Not. Ugh. Video games. Whatever. Bliss, do your thing. Oh, come on, Bliss. I probably shouldn't risk it. Not even for the biscuit. But we only have so many rolls left. Eugene, come on, 75% chance. Don't fuck it up, buddy. It'd be worse. It'd be worse. I'm doing good, currently brainstorming D&D storyline for campaign that starts tomorrow. You're doing that pretty late, but okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I hope your game goes well. I don't have very fond memories of my first D&D campaign, but my second one went a lot better. And I mean like the first one I DM'd, not the first one I was part of. Players sent me characters yesterday. Well, sounds like a day problem. Sounds like a skill issue, not gonna lie. 75% chance. Come on, baby. Okay, awesome. Nice, now we can go take a nap. Used most of my die. Die. Okay, those are some decent dice. I'm up all night to get dicey. Hmm. Know what, Eugen? You use your die here. Because you're the only one who can do this. And let's finish this step. Just doing the benchmark for it and the story for tomorrow. Did you have a session 0? Remember that a session 0 is crucial. You can't skip out on that. If you do, people are gonna cry. Wait, what is this? Okay, yeah, Bliss can still be useful here. Okay. You know, Cadence's voice comes over the comms, shimmering with interference. From here, it doesn't look half bad. You look across the shell of the manufactory, now studded with lights and dotted with markings, the fresh valves and plates giving the whole place a fragile, patchwork feeling. Nope, I sent them the whole lore about the world, and we have been talking about it in the group chat for like 2 weeks. You still need a session 0, not to talk about like the lore. I mean, obviously that's gonna be like a background thing where you work with each player individually. Like, but a session 0 is to like lay down the ground rules for everybody to say their grievances and their limits and stuff. That kind of thing. You have to do that in an official capacity. Get them all into one place. Ask them plainly what they're okay with, what they're not okay with, and not just assume that if they are not comfortable with something, they're just going to tell me out of their own will. No, they will not. You have to get them into a room, can even be a chat room, your session 0 can totally be just a Discord call, but you have to directly ask them, what are your limits, and have to make sure that everybody at the table is listening. I cannot stress enough, there are millions of TTRPG horror stories that start with, we did not have a session 0. I mean, this is the second campaign, so we have that nailed down. I also, my group, which did several campaigns together, still had a session 0 when we did the next campaign. Like, stuff can change, especially over the course of a campaign, because those are pretty freaking long. It's been like several years, well, not several years, but like, our campaign took like a whole ass year. A lot can happen in a year. So y'all need to get your grievances out in the open. You look across the shell of the manufactory, now studded with lights and dotted with markings. The fresh valves and plates giving the whole place a fragile, patchwork feeling. If I was a piece of shit hunter, this is what I think a normal person's settlement would look like, right? I have no idea. Better hope so. Cadence goes quiet for a moment, her attempt at humor only serving to remind you both of the desperate circumstances. Have you spoken, Flint? Cadence pauses. I mean, really spoken? Why? Oh, Cadence stumbles over her words. I just thought you two might want to speak about... She trails off. Flint is very loyal. I know they are quiet and, well, intense, but... I just hope you two can find some common ground. I don't think Flint likes me. We get on just fine. It's not that he doesn't like me, he just knows that I am dangerous because of the people that are after me. Because of the people that are after him. He knows that sleepers never come without baggage. Of course, sorry. Cadence stops again. Olivera is a refuge. Cadence takes a short breath. For all of us. I was in trouble when I met Carmen. We all were, in one way or another. Seraphine has told me a lot about you, and I can see what you are trying to do, Flint, for Olivera. Let her finish. I appreciate it, and I know Xander does, and Carmen will do as well. And Flint, well, you'll see. The comms click off, returning you to the silence of the manufactory. You look out across the false colony and the glittering lights. They are a poor imitation of Olivera's real lights, those that indicate the colony's fragile, delicate state. You take it off and move on. This isn't over yet. Alrighty then, we gotta get this done this very cycle. Come on, Bliss. Positive, awesome. You just need 2 more successes. Come on. Yes, 1 more success. 1 more. I'm gonna use my push. Please give me something better than a freaking 2. A 4, okay. I can work with that. Yeah, we got it. So the 3-stage trap for the hunter. I got an achievement. But it said memory something. Let me check the name of the achievement. Memories of Maven. Huh. Go easy with that. Flint's voice rumbles over local comms as you secure the final piece of ordnance. You turn to see the clothing, blacklit, in the entrance of the bay. One of the many that you have rigged with ordnance deep in the manufactory. Down there, dust and flecks of rust float through the beams of your lights, and the walls are bent and buckled. Anyway, I'm off to ride. See you later, you albino fart. Not you! If I was albino, I would have red eyes. Red! But I am blue. Dabba-dee dabba-da. Yeah, bye-bye, have fun, enjoy yourself. They spent the past cycles here, picking out a spot to draw the hunter down to. One they should be able to slip out of when the hunter finds their way in. It's a long time to be down in these dark tunnels, waiting. Looks like we are just about done. Their voice is flat, their tone pragmatic. You okay? Flint nods. Eager to be done with this. They look over their shoulder. However it plays out. Flint glides into the bay slowly. There's something I need to tell you. Something I think you'll understand. What we are doing out here is not about saving me. It's about Olivera. You struggle to see Flint's face with the light behind them. I should be on a ship out there, leading this hunter away, but they won't let me do that. They shake their head in frustration. And even if they would, they can't spare the ship. Not after Carmen got shot up. This was my mistake. I should never have let him persuade me to come with him on that supply run. What's done is done. Flint looks down. What matters now, what I need from you, is a promise. Flint's bright irises flash. That you'll bring this place down with me in it, if it means stopping the hunter. Look, on one hand, I want, like, look, my priority here is saving this dude. The plan has so far been prepared without a hitch. Everything is going right. We just need to make sure the plan springs properly. But he is very, very keen on sacrificing himself. It's almost like he wants to go, and obviously I don't want that. But if I tell him I'm not going to do that, he might think, okay, I can't trust you. I'm going to do it myself. He isn't all this decrepit dude. I mean, clearly he's been through a lot. Like I said, there is a non-zero chance that this is the sleeper from the first game, which means that, oh boy, this guy has been through a lot. But yeah, this is all about, like, thinking about how this response will affect him during this plan. I'll just be honest. I won't do that. Don't put that responsibility on me, buddy. Your friends are, like, literally right there, and, like, you can tell my crew, you can tell Seraphine to do that. I don't want your death on my hands. I want your life. Okay, no, that sounded weird. I want you to live. That's what I mean. I won't do that. You will. Flint drifts a little closer. You know as well as I that those who get close to us are at risk. That we sleepers have to recognize what we open the door to. Herman is my fault. I won't be Oliver's downfall too. With that, they turn and leave you in the dark. Stubborn. There's a rival. The plan is fixed. Here's hoping it won't destroy my dice on the next cycle. Okay, my dice are still fine. No, they are very damaged. Another cycle will fully destroy. Wake up, sleeper. Seraphine is in the box. You got incoming. You shake off the haze of forgotten dreams and get up. In moments, you are in the cockpit. Xander, Cadence, and Seraphine are all gathered around the console. On it, the local view shows nothing. Not a single ship signal, and a few objects beyond a scattering of debris. It was right there, I swear it. Seraphine jabs at the screen. A ship, small, but definitely a ship. Seraphine, we've all been up for a while. Go get some rest. I know what I saw. He catches her eye. You look at the screen, its gridded view showing the scattered signature of debris, like schools of fish drifting in a soft current. The manufactory is a noisy blob at the center of the circle, one that dissolves into the background as it edges. Nothing. And then here it is, a flicker, a flash, a spark of movement and light among one of the debris clouds. It flares and then is gone again. You look up and Seraphine meets your eye. He reads your expression immediately. Seraphine slams a hand down on the console, opening up the console. Look alive, Flint. They're coming in. Go deep and be ready to run. He pulls his hand off the switch. We better hope they heard that. And then you see it through the cockpit glass. The flare of an engine, faint and masked, but driving a squad, dark ship out of the debris. The Hunter. The ship seems to idle a little near the Manufactory's asteroid, drifting past the dressed-up shell of the old facility. Time to see if our fake colony is convincing enough. Cadence nervously claps her hands together. Will they buy it? They better. Because if they think this place looks abandoned, the Hunter might just strafe the whole facility. We need them to dock. Come inside. You look out at the ship, and as you do, it jumps forward toward the docking tower. You watch for a few tense moments as it hesitates, and then slides into position onto the docking bridges. They went for it. Seraphin pats you on the shoulder. Good job. The rat is in the maze. We can track them now. At least that's the theory. I hooked some basic monitoring devices into the assembly line. A few shitty cameras repurposed from the factory monitoring systems. Not much, but hopefully enough to tell where they are at. What? Pi, what you doing? You did not time that correctly. It's not anything yet. Says end in 5. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, I forgot to add minutes. Actually, I can go fix that right now. 1 minute. Where is it? Lens. Twitch. I said Twitch, there we go. Add upcoming. Yeah, add upcoming. Edit command. Minutes. Save. And there we go. It's fixed. Cadence, Seraphin, and you crowd around the screen. Xander flicks between noisy black and white images and feeds of static. You squint into the fizzling dark, trying to pick out at any detail. Then, suddenly, you see them. Hunter. That's an ARP operator. Holy shit, it's a sleeper! The Hunter is a freaking sleeper. It's a hunter of... It's a sleeper hunting sleepers. Okay, that is dark. Damn. A shadow drifting beneath a flickering light. Dark clad in military gear, a long gun held ready at the shoulder. Deathly pale skin, and their eyes gleaming through the faceplate, glowing irises. What the hell is that? Seraphin pulls back from the screen. They look like... a sleeper. Xander finishes Seraphin's sentence. The figure disappears outside the margins of the frame and Xander flicks through the feeds. Where'd they go? You drift back from the screen, trying to think straight. The Hunter is a sleeper, or something else. You replay the image of the figure in your mind, but it has already shifted in your memory. It is your face staring back. It is Flint's. It is the sleeper's mask of death. Sleeper. Seraphin grabs you by both shoulders and looks you in the eye. We need to focus. You should get down there. Xander's eyes are wide. This changes things. This changes nothing, actually. Seraphin nods. We wait for Flint's signal. We hold here. The ordnance is in place. Seraphin looks at you for reassurance. The moment we get signal, we blow it. You think of the mining charges rigged in daisy chains, the fuel barrels lashed to detonators, the command code ready to transmit from the rig. Seraphim sees the determination in your eyes. We hold. So you wait. Cadence's eyes on the manufactory below. Xander tapping at the glass. Seraphim perched by the console, listening for the signal. Then you hear it. The hiss of an open comms chip. EP time finished. Okay, EP, bye. Thank you for being here. It is much appreciated. Don't get uncute. JK, that's impossible. Yeah, I can't lose what I never had. But yeah, I hope you have a good night. Bye. Hope you dream of many good boys. Make funny. You look at Seraphim, and he hears it too. A static haze that fills the cockpit. You all go still. Seraphim nods towards an indicator on the console. It's Flint's channel. A click, a scrape, then the silence. Seraphim frowns, tapping at the controls. What? He scrolls. Flint's receiver is gone. It's dead. Panic hits the cockpit, Xander gliding over to the console. Cadence going pale. Sleeper. Seraphim turns and looks back over his shoulders towards you. We need to go in. Go. Cadence looks between you, Seraphim, and Xander with a steely expression. I'll stay here. She glances nervously at the console. Give me the signal and I'll send the detonation signal. She swallows it. If it works. Seraphim looks torn for a moment, and then nods. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Moment. And Kirby gone. Okay. You rush down the airlock and suit up with the others, and then you are out, descending through the rock-strewn void in tense silence. You enter the manufactory through a gap in the frame, passing through layers of Twisted facility into the deep parts, where you know Flint waits in the dark. You say nothing to each other, afraid the comms will be intercepted. You lead Xander and Seraphim on, seeking the deep base under the silos, where you began setting up the ordnance. Though unfinished, perhaps there is enough down there for this to work. If not... Seraphim's hand falls on your shoulder, pulling you back. You go to speak and then you see it, a torch beam lancing through the dark. The Hunter, as you saw them on the grainy footage of Xander's cameras, but real, just below. A long gun held ready at their shoulder, pushing through the dark, broken layers of the facility, seeking Flint. Seraphim, Xander, and you exchange wide-eyed glances in silence. The Hunter passes below, disappearing into a dark passage. Eugen, aren't you there? Can't you whip out your gun or something? I know you have one. You wait together, the moment stretching out, then descends down into that same passage. The silence is absolute. Suddenly there is a flash of light ahead, bright and forceful, and a rumble that shakes rust flakes from walls. Xander pushes up hard, launching past you into the dark. Seraphim goes too, and you instinctively glide forward as another rumble shakes the foundations of the facility. You come into a low bay scattered with glowing embers, scorched holes in the walls, spewn drops of... what the hell? Scorched holes in the walls spew drops of red-hot metal, where a weapon has been discharged. The Hunter floats at Fister, taking aim again, and you see a flicker of movement on the far side. Flint retreating. Before you can act, a slight figure in a suit slams into the back of the Hunter, Xander. As he hits, the Hunter's gun spins out of their hand. I am grabbing that fucking gun. Hey Mason, hello, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Wow, wow, wow. How you doing? Grab the gun. Positive outcome, awesome. You kick off away from Xander and the hunter as they grapple together, spinning in up towards a deep shaft of the far side of the bay. You spot the shape of the long gun as it spins ahead of you. As you reach it, your hand locking around the sculpted grip, you spin and raise it. You take a moment to steady your aim. The scorching shot grazes the side of the hunter's suit in a flurry of sparks. They are thrown away from Xander, unable to find anything to slow their glide. The hunter disappears into the dark of the shaft, leaving a trail of embers in the dark. You see fear in Xander's eyes as they turn back to you. The muzzle of the gun smokes, glowing red. It is spent. I've got Flint, Seraphine calls over the local comms. The ascent, now! You look across the two of them, kicking off from the floor of the bay towards a ragged hole in the ceiling. You and Xander exchange a single glance, then follow. Cadence! Seraphine is on the wideband. Detonate the place, now! Send a command! There is silence. You ascend through it, through the layers of the manufactory, seeking the open void of space beyond. You clear the manufactory, gliding into open space. A silent shockwave, like a gust of wind, runs through the void. The silent rumble spits out a scatter of debris. You turn back, still gliding toward the ship, and see the shattered manufactory. Whole sections are bending outward, the framework shredded, plating tumbling away in shards. Aw man, I was hoping we would actually see it happen. EP? Aww. Well, I hope you can close Yon up in here. You look across at Seraphine and Flint, their eyes set on the ship, trying only to stay ahead of the debris. You do the same, fixing your attention on the rig and nothing else. The hunter is dead. Hell yeah! We got the hunter! Chirps at you, 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 chirps at you. Hey Alexi, how you doing? Oh, wow. Oh my god, 60 streak? That is awesome! What you chirping at, Well, I know you're chirping at me, but what's chirping about, Chirping up a storm. You're a bird or something? Gay as ever, how's Finn? I'm pretty chill, pretty good. Got a nasty blister on my lip which makes it difficult to speak, but I'm powering through the pain. It'll be fine, no worries. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I found like a super good deal on a Quest 3S. Like, it's being sold by somebody literally here on my campus. I messaged them earlier today, but like, they haven't gotten back to me yet, so I hope nobody has bought it before me. But man, I want that thing so bad. I'm hungry. You get to be my background noise while I make food. Also, kinda, I have the general outline and demeanor of a strange barn owl. Ooh, awesome. Maybe you could make that like an alternate appearance for your model someday, like an owl girl. That would be super cute, I think. A 3DS? Not a 3DS. A Quest 3S. Like there's the Oculus Quest 3, and then there's the 3S, which is like a cheaper, smaller version, but still leads better than a Quest 2. And like the VR headset. Yep. Like I've been using a Quest 1 for a few years now, and oh my gosh, that thing is so garbage. That thing is so garbage. It's a miracle it even works. I'm literally wearing a dinosaur on my head whenever I hop onto VR chat. But like, this Quest 3S, it would be a game changer. I would be so happy to have it. I just need to hope that the guy didn't solve it yet. Alrighty, let's end this cycle. The cycle of violence. Of violence. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I wasn't supposed to end the cycle. I was supposed to go home. Shit. Oh well. That's just one piece of supplies left. Gone. Me when searching for vehicles, to be honest. I just need to hope that the guy hasn't solved it yet. Well, fair enough. You mean like real life vehicles? Are you like a car person? Oh, thank you for the hit pick. You limp back to Oliveira, the mood in the rig one of deep exhaustion. But as the colony appears visible from the cockpit, the satisfaction of having run a terrifying gauntlet and come back in one piece shifts the mood. One Piece! The One Piece is real! Nah, I just need one right now, so I'm looking. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Man, I have a driver's license, but I am absolutely terrified of driving. I haven't driven a car through like a proper city in years. Only sometimes when I go back home to like my home village. Sometimes my family like makes me run an errand and lets me drive like one of the family cars to like the store or like the nearby town or to some place in the woods. And even that is freaking terrifying for me, even on an automatic car. So yeah, I have no idea how I got my driver's license when I'm so terrified of driving. I'm just hoping that I can eventually like get myself into a position where I live comfortably and don't need to drive. But yeah. The crew's improved mood only becomes more obvious as you draw closer to Oliveira. As you come into dock with the colony, you feel a wave of relief. Seraphine pats you on the shoulder as you both wait for the airlock to open. That hunter, he sighs. Eisenhower was crueler than I could have imagined. Doesn't surprise me. What matters is we dealt with them. Seraphine nods. We certainly did. The airlock hisses open, revealing the docking bridge where Xander first confronted you. This time, another, more substantial figure waits in the passage. Carmen! Damn, he looks different than I expected. I hear you're the ones I should be thanking for saving my life. Carmen leans against the side of the tunnel, one arm clamped against his waist. So, thank you. He nods at the two of you. Happy to see you up. Just about. Although, I'm told it should be. He smiles slyly. Carmen! Cadence rushes past the two of you, gliding into Carmen with an embrace, strong enough to leave the injured man off balance. Alright, careful. You don't want to put me back into the medbay now, do you? Carmen pushes Cadence back with a gentle grip on her shoulders. He flinches as he does, his jaw clearly holding some truth. Sorry, Cadence smiles. I'm just glad to see you up. A frown crosses Carmen's face. Where's Xander? You're losing your vision, old man? You look back to see Xander and Flint behind you in the tunnel. Xander smiles widely at Carmen, betraying his happiness to see him. I'll be just fine, Zan. Carmen's words are confident, but his tone suggests he isn't convinced. You notice his hands are tightly balled into fists, as if resisting pain, and wonder if he should really be up at all. Carmen turns to you and Seraphin. I think we need to talk. How about you two and Flint accompany me to the med bay? Carmen winks. Flint pushes past you both and goes to Carmen, helping him out of the tunnel. As he does, they exchange a few words, but you are too far away to make them out. You and Seraphin exchange glances and follow behind them into Olivera. Minor drive complete, yay! Carmen leads you to a small recovery chamber in the medbay, where his bed is set up. A handful of tubes and wires float gently beside it, attached to boxy devices. Flint has already left the group, leaving just you and Seraphin with Olivera's injured founder. Carmen meets your eye with a hard look. So, how did you two end up stumbling into our colony on the shores? He raises an eyebrow. Guess we're not usually open to visitors. Ankita sent us to you. You see a flicker of recognition in Carmen's eyes when you mention Ankita. You produce the thumbnail drive, holding it out for Carmen to inspect. She told a sleeper to deliver this to you, and you alone. Seraphin folds his arms. Carmen pauses thoughtfully. That's the name I have not heard for a while. He takes the drive. Seems I should thank you again. And perhaps I owe you some explanation myself. Ankita and I used to work together, a lifetime ago. Carmen shakes his head. We went our separate ways, and then she turned up back in Olivera. I established this colony as a refuge, a way of starting again. Carmen clasps his hands together. The belt is changing. I am afraid of what's coming. Ankita took refuge here for a short while. And then one cycle, she was gone. He shrugs. It's not unusual for her. Each of us has our own demons. He holds up the drive. I will take a look at what's in there when I am able. And I will let you know what I find. You and Seraphin thank him and leave the chamber as he settles back on his recovery bed. As you leave, Flint catches your attention. Can we speak? Seraphin pauses. I'll get you back on the rig. He looks between the two of you and then glides away. Flint hovers, a look of concern on their mask-like face. What you need? Flint gives you a curious look. You don't remember any of it, do you? Any of what? Of how you got here. Of your history. Flint screws up their face in a pained expression. At first, I thought you were hiding something, or you were intentionally avoiding the subject. So I waited. I understand it now. You don't remember me at all. Oh. We knew this guy? Take a moment to think, to try to recall Flint. You furrow your brow in frustration, sitting through hazy memories of Darkseid, and further back, with your arrival to the belt. Close your eyes and see the faces of other sleepers, panicked, desperate, in darkness. I don't remember. We worked together, in the same Usanark mining installation, along with the other sleepers. He searches your eyes for a spark of recognition. We weren't close. I'm not sure if we really spoke. Very few of us did. I was there when we planned the escape together. When the run to the freighter, collapsing the mine shaft. Flint stops, struggling to continue in the face of the blank look you are giving them. You feel an unpleasant itch, as if something is crawling around inside your skull. You can see that Flint wants you to recall them, to recall the escape, the installation, but you find only hazy sensations, and beneath them, you find pain. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Flint looks down. No, you can't help it. I just needed to see something. I know if you really don't remember. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and for Olivera. Flint turns and drifts away, dejected, unable to continue. As you watch Flint go, you scratch at the back of your head, trying to find something in the way they move, the way they speak, their mask-like face. A face that was identical to yours when it was first cast, but that, other than over cycle after cycle of wear and damage, has been transformed. Two machines so close in form and functions, estranged by experience. Oh, and that's that. Okay. Olivera Clinic. Carmen's analysis. Carmen is still recovering, so it'll take him a little while to go through Ankita's drive and report back to the competent. Okay then, I guess it's time to stock up on supplies again. Farm stacks. Farm stonks. Supplies, motherfucker. Four-sided die, why not? Nice. Let's get some cargo recovery too. Neutral, hell yeah. None of my dice need repairing, which might be a bad thing since 3 of them are like 1 strike away from being dead. That ain't good. Okay, you guys scavenge fuel for the next cycle. I have 3 skill points. If I get just 1 more, I can level up my engineering. Oh, no pilot. Right, we are not trying to fly away. Thanks for coming up, Sleeper. Carmen is waiting for you and Seraphine when you arrive at the medbay, looking a lot fresher. He leads you into a small alcove set up like an office, with an aging terminal on a simple welded desk and a small window looking out across the dusty rocks of Olivera. You got news for us? Seraphine asks impatiently. Since you arrived from the manufactory, he has been restless, though you aren't sure why. He's clearly worried about me. Not to worry. Carmen grins slyly. I think you'll want to hear this. He hits a key on the terminal and a file browser appears on the screen, showing hundreds of individual pieces of data. Kida has been busy. Carmen gestures to the screen. She has been scraping Atsuko communications cycle after cycle. Got access to ciphers and encryption that only the gang's leadership should be able to see. He smiles. It seems she's learned some tricks since we worked together. But that's not what matters. What matters is the contents of these messages. Taps a few keys and loads some of the data, which scrolls down the screen. Some parts of Atsuko leadership have been getting ideas. Ideas about taking Greenbelt and controlling food production on the belt. About exerting power over Wellspring. Big ideas for a gang. But these Utsubo members aren't alone. They found themselves a powerful ally. Senate Stat. Oh shit. Senate Stat. One of the two corporations fighting a bitter battle for control over the inner system. A pernicious force, one that Utsubo are opening a door for in the belt. You can't be serious, Seraphine cuts in. They can't be this stupid. I don't know what to tell you. At least someone inside Utsubo is trying to broker a partnership. Ooh. Seraphine leans over to look at the screen. You don't need Carmen's answer, and neither does Seraphine. Lane. Seraphine looks at you, shaking his head. It has to be Lane. Carmen looks between you both. Seems like you already know something I don't. Lane is a piece of shit Utsubo is the piece of shit Utsubo leader who thinks he owns us. Seraphine shakes his head. Exactly the kind of piece of shit arrogant enough to try and manipulate Senate staff. Carmen nods thoughtfully. My condolences. I'm starting to see how you crossed paths with Ankita. We have shared enemy then. Why is Ankita telling you this? Like I said, Ankita and I work together. Put it simply, we ran in the same mercenary outfit. Carmen looks away. A lot has happened since then, but this message, this data, is her calling in a favor. And I owe her, that's for sure. Carmen shakes his head and pushes himself off from his desk, crossing the room to look out of the window at Olivera's pale and airless surface. Hell, after what went down, I owe both too. You look at Carmen, staring out at the surface of this hostile rock, and wonder what he sees out there. He established the colony as a fallback, a retreat, not just for him, but for others too. But you get the feeling that Carmen knows any retreat is only ever temporary. He turns back to look at you. And you, Sleeper, what will you do? I don't really have an option now. Well, I don't have a choice. I will take on Utsubo. Take on a gang? Are you sure about that? We are going to end Lane, whatever it takes. Seraphine stares down Carmen, fists balled. Carmen looks at you. That one is going to get you in trouble, he turns to Seraphine. But I like that energy. He looks back out the window. That is not something we're going to take head on. He shakes his head. Ankita sent us our weapon. Carmen turns and gestures to the console screen, with its reams of incriminating data. Utsubo don't control all of Darkseid. They only aspire to. They also claim to offer protection from the war between Senate Stead and Conway. That represents us with an opportunity. Utsubo is full of members who would rather die than see Darkseid to a corporate interest. Play this right, Utsubo will end Lane for us. He smiles at Seraphine. To use your phrase. So how do we do it? We can handle it. If we tried Darkseid once, we can do it again. Seraphine's confidence is infectious. Is that right? Carmen seems to be thinking something through. He crosses to the console, back to the window, and then to the console once more. Alright, I'm going to need some time, but I can put this together. Carmen nods at Seraphine. We'll need that energy, but you also need to be ready. We rush this, it's not ending well. So, I can wait. Carmen turns his attention to you. We'll go from Greenbelt when you're ready. I have friends there who can help get that ship of yours into Darkside. Seraphim looks at you. We have our own preparations to make. But we'll be ready. Alright. Carmen unplugs Ankita's drive and hands it to you. Take this, and get out of it. I don't want anyone finding this thing in my possession. You take it. The tiny drive somehow heavier now that you know it contains the key to exposing Lane. Thank you. I'll see you in the wheat sheaf. Carmen smiles to himself. They know me there. Just understand something. Carmen's expression turns serious. Well, my help on this, there's no way we can let it go back to the colony. Once you leave here, you're not coming back to Olivera. Not until we are done. He meets your eye. He needs confirmation that you recognize the importance of this. Yeah, I understand. Carmen nods. Then you may go. He returns to the window to stare at whatever it is he sees out there, among the dusty rocks. When you come back to the rig, Flint is waiting for you, leaning by the docking tunnel with a bag over their shoulder. They look up as you approach. Hey. Flint nodded a greeting, appearing a little unsure. Going somewhere? I hope so. They smile. I know you've already done a lot for him, so I'm not going to push you or ask for your pity. They pause. You feel like they have been preparing the speech. Firstly, I owe you, and I want to pay you back. I can work, and I can fight, and I will protect the ship and this crew with everything I have. Secondly, we come from the same place, and whether you remember it or not, that means something. It must. I know I'm not the easiest to get on with. I know you might have your reservations about having another sleeper on the ship, but... Let him finish. I'm eager. I'm ready. I want to move on. I want to show my value. They pause. And, well, yeah, I think that's it. You look at Flint. Their frame so much more damaged than yours, and with a fire burning in their eyes that makes them seem bigger than they are. Welcome aboard. A smile spreads across Flint's face, and they look down to hide it. Thank you, they say to the floor. This'll work out, you'll see. Flint nods to you once more, then turns and glides down the docking tunnel toward the ship. As they do, two figures at the edge of the docking concourse catch your eye. You pause to look, shifting along, and as you do, you recognize Cadence leaning in. Some words are exchanged, ones you can only guess at, and then the other figure embraces Cadence and turns back to the ship. Oh! Huh. I noticed something was going on between the two. But I was wondering, like, do they just know each other, or is some happening between them? See. As Seraphim approaches, he ducks his head, passing quietly past you into the docking tunnel without a word. You take one last look out at the docks, but Cadence is gone. You idle a moment longer, told that there's some presence, even in these empty bays. Something rare in all the belt that Olivera has captured. But, as with all things, you must learn to leave it behind. The fugitive. Recruit Flint to your crew. Awesome. I hope we can repair his arm. Please, video game, the dude deserves to have 2 functional arms. This is already fixing my parts. I can definitely build a new arm for the dude. Anyway, let's get the skills. He You know, rather than putting a level into engineer, I think I would like to get a skill to level 2. And I think I'm going to do that with my interface skill. Yeah, fuck it. Never underestimate the power of a +2. But next time I'm going to upgrade the engineering skill. Just for now, at least, Bliss won't be obsolete. Okay then. I wish there was some way to check. Oh wait, there is a way to check like what his skills are, what Flint's skills are. So he has engineering and interfacing. Oh, he has the same. Well, not this. Actually, no. I think he has the same starting skills that I had. Interesting. Makes sense. But yeah, let's get some fuel. And then we can skedaddle on out of here. Awesome. And let's get some food as well. Strike up a conversation with the servers and they give you some extra food as well as a smile. Nah. This place might be tiny, but it's nice. The people here are nice. Anyway, off into the space of stars we go. The radiated zone. Okay, I can't just go through to Greenbelt. I have to go here first. What other quests do I have actually? Alien dispatchers, Nemba, escape export, withdrawal lane, repaint the rig. I set this to toggle. Hollow, Greenbelt, Bar Spindle. Oh, only these 3 places, okay. I guess I can go to the Hollow, then we can go to Greenbelt, and then hopefully I'll be able to go to this Far Spindle. Wait, no, I won't be able to go to the Far Spindle. I would have to go around a lot. But yeah, I think it should be fine. So yeah, let's go to the Hollow. Hollow view. Sketch a design. You find a high window within one of the radius ridges and look down into the core of the hollow. A good spot for sketching. The more you look, the more complexity the hollow shows. An intriguing structure. Okay, before I do that, I want to give the Hellions dispatchers their engine parts. Oh, they want 2. Dang it. Okay, doesn't matter. Wait, can I sell some stuff? Oh no, they only want process scrap. Never mind. What's the fuel price? Yeah, fuel is more expensive here than the other stations. Let's hold off on that. So yeah, let's do this. It's a safe roll too, so it should be fine. Should be able to get it within the cycle. Ah, dang it. Nice. The hollow is a glowing bubble, cracked open and bridged. Its reflective panels are what make it distinct. Nice. I have made a sketch. Now, let's go feed the kitty. You put the supplies into the special feeder, Blissable. The stray person rubs against your side as she glides over to eat. Yeah, the text is changing to make the clock more friendly. I like that. I still have a two-sided die. Maybe I can do something. Buy a meal. Signal ship. I can do stuff here. And money. Okie dokie. Let's go to Greenbelt. To the belt that happens to be green. Vector. No intro to this place? Interesting. Usually there's an intro of some kind. Rival Tower, Greenbelt Depot, Depot Stockage. Already got a few locations discovered, that's convenient. Already buy supplies and buy fuel. Depot Stockage. Retrieve spores. Vortic Creo. Yeah, that's not too bad. Depot workers aren't very happy about keeping the spores here for cycles. They won't release them till you pay a handling fee. And alrighty then. Packed spores. Spores from the inner system. In damaged looking crates. Naval Tower. Hey, I can still travel, right? Okay, yes, I can. No worries. Are you kidding me? I can't go to the force spindle, come on. Come on, video game. Ugh. I will have to go around then. Wait, don't I have like a sketch opportunity here? Yes, I do. Okay. So let's explore anyway. Fabricate permission. Talk your way in. Greenbelt access. Nice. Your location discovered. Greenbelt buzzes with focused activity. The passage is full at shift change. Then empty once the work begins. It's a place that runs on its own schedule, but comfortably so. That comfort bought by being one of the largest food producers in the belt. There is always work in these fields, protected by thick skin of transparent layers, and you can see why the humble life it offers has captured more than a few of the belt's itinerant workers. Sleeper? The voice, soft but forceful, takes you by surprise. Aki? Huh? Wait! Oh my gosh! It's. Oh wow! It's she's from the first game as well. I think it's from one of the Ember moons. There were the 3 Ember moons. There was Ember Song, Ember something, and then there was the desert planet, and that's where she was from. Oh hell, what a glow up. She's slaying. She's looking a lot more green than before. As you turn, you are met with a delicate face wearing a confused expression. Apologies, I mistook you for someone else. She covers her embarrassment with a smile. I'm Aki. What brings you to Greenbelt, friend? Just looking. Aki nods gently. Well, we aren't usually open to spectators, but I'll make an exception. She clasps her hand together. Come with me. Aki leads you through a series of doors, gliding down into passages cut into the rock, then up, following pipes into metal passages that cross the fields themselves. You know, I like it how every time we meet a character from the first game, for a moment there's like a moment of recognition in them, like thinking, "Oh my gosh, are you the sleeper from the first game?" But it takes them very little, like immediately a moment later, they're like, "Nah, you're someone else." And I think that's really sweet because all the sleepers they have literally identical faces. So it's the little details that make them like stand out from each other, and that they are able to pick up on that really shows that they had a close friendship with the sleeper from the first game. It seems that the canon ending of the first game was a really nice one, where we made a lot of friends. She stops on a bridge overlooking the soft curve of farmland that makes up one of the asteroid's two biospheres. Below, leaves flap in zero G, waves spreading out across a sea of green. The varieties we farm here are especially selected and customized for microgravity. She puts her hand on the railing at the edge of the bridge. We feed them from beneath, integrating and nourishing them through the very medium they grow within. The light of Hellion helps us with this, of course. Aki squints through the transparent roof at the distant pale sun. Where does this food go? Where are these plants from? Solheim left us many things, including a few seed vaults filled with their own engineered microgravity crops. She turns to face you. Then there are the stacks found across the belt, self-contained microfarms. We have been able to propagate crops from them in some cases. But how about you? Aki's sharp eyes take in your expression. Could you contribute to such place? A green and growing strip in the grey belt? I would like to. Aki smiles. Feel free to take a shift below, anytime you wish. I will tell the others to expect you. The plants, they have a kind of peace, an eternal quality that makes them seem less fragile than they are. Aki sighs. This place, like any other in the belt, has its pressures. It is for me to navigate them. She looks away, forming something in the distance, or frowning at something in the distance. I must attend to those pressures. Excuse me. I am glad our paths crossed. She bows a shallow bow. I hope they do again. And with that, Aki leaves you to look over the sea of gently waving green, an impossibly beautiful, impossibly fragile glass case of growing things. New locations! The Wheat Sheaf. I'm guessing that's where Mr. Dude is. But I don't want to start the big quest yet. So let's go do the other things first. Among the Buid. Greenbelt is a close-knit community. You'll have to prove your reliability before Aki will open up. Greenbelt View. It is a safe roll, so we can do like simple dice there. Farm shift. Or maintenance shift. Okay, let's at least check out the bar. The Wheat Sheaf. Buy a meal. Food on Greenbelt is plentiful and fresh, which means most of the workers prefer to eat it raw to get the most of its flavor. Wait for Carmen's message. Okay, I still have time before that even becomes available. Greenfields, Greenbelt View. Yeah, nap time. You guys look for fuel. We have a huge crew. I'm surprised, actually. You find yourself in the cockpit, alone with Flint. They have a habit of entering a room so silently that you don't notice them arrive, or the reverse, leaving so silently that you turn around to find them gone. Right now, they hover expectantly at the corner of your vision, preparing to speak. Do you ever think about your original? The way they ask the question, you can tell they have been eager to ask this for a while. The person you were emulated from, I mean. The person who sold you to SNR. Flint's expression doesn't betray any emotion, but you feel like you can detect some unknowable feeling whirring behind their eyes. Sometimes. Sometimes I can't stop thinking about them, about who they were, before I ever had anything to do with them. Flint looks away. Is my personality a product of being a sleeper, or simply a copy of theirs? Have I changed, or am I still identical to them? Does the emulation process, loss of memory, the insertion to a frame, actually make us totally different people? What came through the process of emulation, and what was blocked? Flint is looking around the cockpit rapidly now, their eyes flicking from object to object as they speak. Are their memories still inside me, but cut off, concealed? And if I admit it, I wonder if I even know what it feels like to be a person. Do the humans around me feel the things I feel? Or do they feel more, feel less, feel something differently? Do they feel the creeping claustrophobia of being trapped inside a body with no escape? Flint's eyes flick back to you. Or do we only know that what the hell? Do we only know? Or do only we know what that truly feels? I can't answer that. I believe they do. You should ask a human. Now he's asking me because I can relate. I'm not gonna be a dick. I can't answer that. Honestly, I don't think it's... Like, the truth doesn't matter as much as what we believe in. And in this case, believing that they do will do us more good than believing that they don't. I believe they do. I don't think it's enough to just believe. Flint meets your eye. I want to know. You are the first sleeper I have met since my escape. We can find out together. Share your experiences. There is a wall in you, one that you have built for yourself, one that separates the kind of questions Flint is asking from the parts of you that you need to live. Feel it now, like a weight in your chest, and behind, there is a raging torrent pressing against it. You cannot take down the wall, you would drown. But at this moment, for Flint and for yourself, you take out a single brick. You make a gap in the wall, and you share what comes bursting forth. You talk about what it feels like to wake up in a dying body, to catch a glance of yourself in a mirror, to be seen and reminded of your false and fractured face. You share the pain of lost memories, of fleeting deja vu, of dreams that slip beneath your waking life and replace it. You find in your broken bodies and unsteady minds a kind of solidarity, one shared between connected strangers who might once cycle, understand each other as friends. As you put the brick back in and shore up your defenses, you know that cycle will not be this one, but its distant possibility is a reassuring one. Nice. Had a little heart-to-heart. Oh man, these are the worst dice I have ever seen. What the hell? I've never seen dice as bad as this. Man, this sure is dicey. Ah, fuck you, game. Now let's spend these on the safe roll. Neutral. Negative. Okay, at least nothing happens on this roll when it's a negative. Would be funny if we received psychic damage because we couldn't draw. But that... It gave me psychic damage in real life to fail the same roll 3 times. Okay, nap time again. Neptune. Neptune. We got a message, Sleeper. Seraphim comes to the bunks to get you, his mood unusually serious. He brings you to the cockpit, his namesake coin in his hand the whole time, spinning between his fingers. Seraphim is worried. Once you're in the cockpit, you recognize Carmen's voice immediately, playing over the rig speakers. Sleeper, I hope this message finds you and your crew safely. You'll forgive me if I'm a little tight on the details. My message is as follows. We are ready. We'll be waiting where we agreed. Godspeed. The message ends with a click. So, Seraphim takes a deep breath. They're waiting in Greenbelt, the wheat sheaf, what he said, whatever that is. You ready for this? We need to prepare. Seraphim nods. No point rushing into this. We'll have one shot. Starts with one thing, and you don't know why. Doesn't matter how hard you try. I don't know why that suddenly went into my mind. Quiet falls in the cockpit. There doesn't seem to be much more to say. Someone will be waiting, but you know he will wait. He will want you to be prepared. I'll be ready when you are, Sleeper. Seraphim nods to you. You nod back. You know where you need to go to end this. I sure do, but I still want to do other things. Most importantly, we need to do a contract, and as funny as this sounds, I need to get my dice broken. I need to get them broken so I can fix them, so that I can be ready for the final mission. Okay, these dice are a little better. Let's do a farm shift. Among the green. Among the green. Amogus. Neutral. So many leaves, so many patterns, all in delicate shades of green. I didn't know there was so much green in the whole galaxy. Okay, That cycle was a bust. Nap time! At least we're getting fuel passively. That's a fuel, hell yeah. Let's get supplies on this cycle. Green fields. And if this gives me energy, can this give me... Oh, both of them give me energy, that's awesome. Okay, just need one more success and we'll have this done. Meantime, let me use these rolls to get this. Gee, when a one-sided dice does what a three-sided die doesn't. Okay, time to feed the kitty. So, Greenfields, yeah, Greenfields. Green Springfields. There's talk of trouble brewing with Greenbelt's administration. Interesting. You have a natural ability with the plans. Aki's voice makes you look up from your work. It is rare. You expect Aki's typical warm smile, but she looks pale, distracted. I have something I want to discuss with you. She leads you out of the biome into the damp, rock-cut tunnels that run just under the surface, all across Greenbelt. I'm sure you have noticed a section of our fields that has been lying fallow. Aki said as she glides through the low tunnel. It's been like this since I took over as an administrator here. My predecessor was the one to fail it, and my confidence was lost in his vision. She shakes her head. But we have been unable to recover it. No matter the crop, the preparations, nothing will take. Aki leads you through a set of double doors, and then up into the second biosphere. Immediately, you feel a difference. The air is dry, and a thin, choking dust fills the place. Oh, right, the Ember Dusk. That's what their planet was called. Aki puts out a hand and rubs the dust between her fingers. With its output halved, Greenbelt is under threat. She sighs. Those who wish to control this place are circling. We cannot lose our independence. But I wasn't always in the belt. Aki stares out at the dry landscape. I was born on a moon, Ember Step. Okay, now it was dusk. It was Ember Step. A failed experiment in terraforming from before the collapse. We survived by cultivating the dust. I came here, like many, in the shadow of the war. My ship lost. Aki pauses and takes a moment, the loss still fresh in mind. Oh, their ship was lost. So that means all the plants from their planet are also lost. Dang, that sucks. But it held the key. Aki looks to you, and perhaps holds it still. She wipes the dust from her fingers. Step silk, a plant that thrives in the dry and the dusk, a plant that might thrive here. I have seen your ship, and you have shown me that you can be trusted. I want you to go to the remains of my own, the Wind's long shadow, and try to recover anything we might use. A plant, a husk, a seed, anything. It is a desperate step, She frowns and looks away. Where is the ship? The wind's long shadow lies wrecked beyond the sunward edge of the belt, beyond Hellion Gate. Aki pauses. I do not know what remains. My crew and I are lucky to escape. Greenbelt has reserves of Rio for moments like these. We will pay you for the retrieval, of course, depending on what you are able to retrieve. Aki sighs. This is our final recourse. I hope I will not be judged as harshly as my predecessor. I can offer you fuel for the trip from our own reserves. She bows slightly. The journey to Hellion Gate and the wreck beyond will require it. Come, Aki turns. Let us go back to where the green fields grow. She smiles. It is a better place to consider the future together. And Aki leads you away from the barren biosphere, the door scissoring shut behind you. New contract, new drive. Okay, might as well finish this thingy. Dappled light in shades of yellow and green make Greenbelt a unique place in all the belt. Pretty. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything left here. Let's buy some supplies and skedaddle on out of here. Oh wow, they have the cheapest fuel price I have ever seen. 3 credits for fuel. Awesome. But yeah, that's good enough for now. Nowhere else to spend my dice. Okay, let me check the rig. Rig workshop. Man, if this really was like a do anything you want kind of game, they would give me the option to fix Flint. Dude deserves a new arm at least. Rig galley, rig supply store, rig box. Okay, good to travel. Off we go to Hellion Gate. I have a feeling that the more we help out the belt as a whole, the more allies we will have to aid us in our hour of need. Seized Comico, this structure. Right, there's nothing here that I want to do, but I might spend my dice actually. Alright, this is a freaking endure roll. Well, 6-sided die go better. Good enough. Yep, good enough. Don't need to spend the rest of my dice. You have 5 supplies. Gate structure. Alright, I have a +2 on data scraping. Solheim data, awesome. It's actually really good. Oh shit. Okay, I should have been careful. Doesn't matter. Let us begin. Let us begin. Wind's long shadow. Aki, administrator of the Greenbelt, has asked you to recover the remains of the Stepsil crop from the refugee ship she arrived at the belt in. And what time is it? 2:14. I think this will be the last thing we do today. After I'm done with this contract, we'll be ending stream. Man, what a crew. Actually, this is taking up the whole screen. I don't think we're going to get any more characters, because all of this added with the local talent, which is always going to be one or at most two people. Yeah, I think this is it. This is the whole squad of recruitable characters. Quite colorful. I just realized we have only one guy. Bliss is non-binary, so is Flint, apparently. Junie, Cadet, and Nia are girls. Eugen is the only guy. Oh, and Seraphin. Yeah, actually, I forgot Seraphin is also there. But he's the pilot, so yeah. Anyway, time to select my crew. Well, as usual, I need somebody proficient in Endure, which once again is only Eugen. And Flint would have been such a good character to have that. It's kind of weird that none of these guys have Endure except Eugen. I suppose Nia's brother Femi had it. Yeah, I don't like the skill distribution. Maybe it's random. Maybe not everybody's squad has the same skills that I have. Yeah, either way. Let's take Bliss and... Eugen. Yeah. Should be good enough. As long as there's no crossover, I need all of our bases covered. The more skills they can do, the better. Hacking is something that I have in the bag. So I guess Eugen and Flint are going to be my least used characters. Let's travel. Can I not pick a third one? Nope. I want an opportunity to use Cadet, please, video game. Okay, travel to contract. Confirm. The wind's long shadow floats, broken open, at the sunward edge of the belt. One of the refugee ships that made the fraught journey out of the belt from the inner system, before the war truly took hold. The wind's long shadow is a monument now, and a warning to any other vessel that might stray sunward. Blitz whistles. Pretty pile scrap. They move closer to the cockpit glass. I didn't really expect to find the remains of a plant and all that. It is hard to imagine this cold, dead place might hold some key to the future of a settlement as verdant as Greenbelt. But that is why you are here. Stepsilk husks, that's what Aki said. The crop she brought from her home, carried out with the refugees. If there's anything left, it'll be your job to continue its journey from the place. There's no salvage job, Sleeper. Seraphin gets up from his cockpit seat. You need to be delicate. The more of those things we get out, the more Aki will pay. Not to be totally mercenary. Seraphin winks at you. You look out at the wreck, shrouded in debris. Delicate, right. Time to put that to the test. Crop processing, storage vault, broken dust house. Oh, I imagine if there's anything going to be alive still, it's going to be in the storage vault. But that is a lot of rolls, and it is Dangerous. Broken dust hose. Sector search. Clear dust hose. Fragile husks. Stepsilk husks in dust are easily exposed. One wrong move and they'll be destroyed forever. Stepsilk dig. Digging through the remains of the old dust house is an act of hope. Can anything have survived this? Depressurization. The bays are leaking atmosphere, and your search is making it worse. If they lose it all, any husks will be destroyed. Stepsilk search. Finding Stepsilk husks left behind in the processing bays will take care. It will take care, patience, and a little luck. Well then, let's just use my dice where they work best. Oh, that's +3. Awesome. That means it's only going to take 4 turns if we play our cards right. And there doesn't seem to be a time limit, so we can take our time. But yeah, literally all of these are dangerous ones. Can't afford to be risky. Let me see if there's anything that... Okay, this one might be difficult. Okay, there's no way to fuck this one up, so maybe let's leave that one for last. Let's do this one. This one seems to be the riskiest because 3 fails and we're out. Okay, Eugen, you're up. You're the only one who can do this roll. Awesome! Did not even break a sweat. Yeah, you got it, buddy. Bliss, you're up. Nope. You're not up. Now, you know what? Do this one, Bliss. Because we can't fuck this one up. Nice. Awesome. 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 Little bit of stress, but we're fine. Let's not push ourselves into danger territory just yet. Time for a nap. Good, nothing is changing. Good job. Ah, it was too easy. Was it now? Okay, 75%. Come on, don't fuck it up, Eugen. Oh, fuck you. You had one job. I explicitly asked you not to fuck it up. Don't worry, we're good. The search is complete. There's nothing else to find here. Oh, hell yeah, found a Stepsilk husk. The remains of Aki's precious crop, recovered from the wreck. Hell yeah. Storage vault. Let's leave that for last. That open base. Base. Okay, this one is way slower, it seems. Ah shit, even a neutral gets depressurization. And stress too. Oh no, okay, I see. Break open base neutral gets depressurization, but cut open base. Wait, both of these are cut open. Oh, okay, cut open and break open. Yeah, break open damages the ship, cut open damages the cutter. Coolio. Might as well push. Ooh, 6-sided die, awesome. Die. Step Silk. What are you doing, Step Silk? Since I rolled a 6, it lowered my stress. Awesome. Okay, Bliss has some really good dice. I'm up all night to get dicey. Neutral, 50% negative, 75%. Bliss, you hit one job. Nice. We get another Step Silk cost. Last one, storage vault. Oh, hell yeah. Retrieve all 3 Step Silk husks from the wreck. Dust House relics. That's the achievement. You got all of them. If the wreck wasn't dead before, now scored of the final husks of life. It surely must be. As Seraphim starts up the drive, you give the Longwind Shadow a final look in its resting place. It is hard to feel sad about another chunk of scrap orbiting in a system that is made of nothing but scrap of past regimes. But the people who lived on and built this ship, the people are worth a moment of memory. You think of them as you prepare to leave, and hope that they, like Aki, have carried on the new lives beyond the desperation of escape. And those that didn't get out, you hope your passing through this place did not disturb them. Well, I completely forgot to break my dice. And now I don't have any way to break my dice. Awesome. I am suffering from success right now. My lobster is too buttery. My steak is too juicy. I could just wait here until our supplies run out, but that's money. I don't want to lose money. Money. Yeah, let's just leave. I can just starve. That sounds funny out of context. Okay, data scraping. Scrape. Straight up scraping it. And by it, I mean my Solheim data. That's a lot of data. Oof, and that's a lot of energy lost. We better get out of here. I'll make a quick stop at Far Spindle, and that is where we will in today's stream. A new location discovered. Response Edge. Gaia's Gyre. Oh, right, the spindle view. Yeah, let's do this real quick. Yeah, fudge. Neutral. Come on, give me another neutral. Hell yeah, my neutral game rocks. The spindle is a tower of mismatched painted panels. It takes time to take it all in. Painted hull plates, transit tunnels, and all chip frames give the far spindle its distinctive look. Nice. I have all the paintings. Now I can go back to the dude and he will give me a custom paint job. But it will be for next time because I am all tackled out for today. Oh, and we have a lot of drives actually, now that I look at it. Help Aki, we're about to finish that. We're also about to give Demba the supplies, so let me toggle the tracking on that one. We'll do that next time. Help Hellion dispatchers. That's at the Halls Rock. We might as well do that since we're in the area. Overthrow Lane and investigate Hexport are the same location. And repaint the rig, right. That one we might as well do afterwards, after the whole thing. There's no rush to do that one. But yeah. Let's go back to the main menu. Let us find somebody to raid. So following, Varexi is playing Pal World. Typically is advertising a merge, if I'm guessing correctly from the thumbnail. Esther is playing Dishonored, the Soleil. Letty is playing The Witcher. And Koi is playing Retro. Well, you know what? It looks like since the regulars around here, let's just raid Letty. I feel awkward raiding like bigger VTubers with like one person in the raid. So let's raid some of our more relatably sized friends. And Letty hasn't been streaming for a while, so yeah. So raid Letty with a big F. There's no obligation to join, but feel free to join the raid. We're just spreading the love. And thank you all so much for watching. I am enjoying this game. I am saying this literally every stream, but yeah, I'm enjoying this game a lot. And I feel like we are approaching the end game, actually. It feels... I love how this game actually feels like a journey. Like, we have learned a lot of things. We have gotten to know the belt. Some locations are a bit dry and empty, I will admit that. Like, they have only like 1 or 2 NPCs. I was kind of hoping for more. For every station to be like a mini version of the Eye from the first game. But I know I can expect that. I imagine Darkside is going to be like full of a lot of things for us to do. So yeah, we are looking forward to that. And yeah, I can't wait to stream more of it next time. tomorrow, same time. Don't worry, guys, I'll be here. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Avalufines von Kreutz, and I am taking my leave. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Rand. Bye, Mason. Bye, Reedy. Yeah, bye-bye.